Egypt is our most important country now. This year we expect Egypt to be #1 of all the countries that the European Bank invests in. And this is due to the reform momentum in the country and Egypt's great success in reform, and in particular with the IMF program over the last 2.5 years. Critical for us have been reforms in currency, in removal of subsidies, and in creating jobs for the Egyptian people. Egypt is critical for development of solar and renewables, not just in Egypt, but as an example for all of Africa. The Benbon solar project, of which EBRD is the largest investor, is not just the largest solar field in Africa, but the largest solar field right now in the world. And what was critical was that it was developed in conjunction with IFIs, with local investors, and with international investors. It's a private sector project, and it's brought significant foreign investment to Egypt. I've had the great pleasure to visit Benbon, and it's amazing to see it taking shape in the desert area near Aswan. It's bringing a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunity to the country, and it's also setting a great example for other countries in Africa to follow. Egypt has made significant reform movements over the last 2 years, and this has really led to a conducive environment for investment. So we predict that this year growth in Egypt will be around 5.5%, and next year around 5.8%. But critical to this growth are the conditions which facilitate investment, and we welcome the fact that Egypt has improved by 8 places in the World Bank's Doing Business summary this year. Educational reform is absolutely critical in order to ensure the future growth in Egypt. Egypt has a growing population, and education is absolutely critical. EBRD, though, is working primarily with our private sector clients to provide vocational training, which we believe is critical to ensure that workers have the right skills in order to ensure a viable economy moving forward. We also are working with small and medium enterprises to ensure that their staff have the appropriate skills through our Advice for Small Business program. So yes, educational reform, and in particular vocational education, is absolutely critical for the long-term success of the Egyptian economy. Well, I think the key thing is the President's commitment to reform in Egypt and to the private sector in Egypt, and that Egypt is open for business. I think this is probably the most critical thing that the President has said. Tahem Masr. Shukran. Ma salama.